If you've been on Instagram a lot recently, you've probably seen some of your friends posting photos taken on something like one of these, a compact point-and-shoot digital camera, or digicam.
But why use one of these old, arguably outdated cameras when almost all of us are carrying around super high quality, high resolution cameras almost all the time in our pockets anyway?
Photos from these cameras are often noisy, blurry, poorly exposed, out of focus, or some combination. Even at the best of times, you're usually not going to get a ton of detail from these small, relatively low resolution sensors.
But why does everything need to be perfect? The colors and textures from these cameras give you this unique look and feel that I think is really hard to replicate using just your phone.
To get technical for a second, a lot of these older cameras use what are known as CCD image sensors as opposed to newer CMOS sensors, which are the ones used in almost every modern camera and smartphone today. When CMOS sensors were first developed, they were actually known for having worse color reproduction and being more prone to noise than CCDs. Despite this, the lower cost and faster readout speeds of CMOS sensors made them a much more promising technology, especially for video.
Fast forward to today, and CMOS sensors have become basically ubiquitous with modern digital camera technology. But even to this day, so many people still swear by CCD sensors, and after using this camera, it's become easy to see why.
Colors are vibrant but very natural, and the highlight roll-offs are soft and not distracting. Noise at higher ISOs has this almost film-like quality and doesn't seem to ruin colors. I love the softness, the almost painterly feel. I love how the reflections of the water seem to glisten in a way that you just don't get with modern cameras.
Mostly, I just love how natural the images feel. Smartphones are great, and all the technology in them is amazing, don't get me wrong. But when you start using computational photography and processing, sometimes you just end up with a photo that feels too contrasty and over-sharpened when it really doesn't need to be. But photography is not just about the photos, it's about how it feels to take them.
Why do we still collect vinyl records when we have access to millions of songs whenever we want? Why do people still shoot on film? Why do we still read real books when we could just use phones or computers?
I think in this fast-paced digital world, taking that little bit of extra time to listen to a song or read a story or take a photo just makes it feel all that more rewarding and worthwhile. Interacting with the physical media helps us to appreciate the art when we might have taken those things for granted.
It's about the journey, not the destination. Hearing the motors hum as they zoom and focus, feeling the tactile click of the shutter button as you hear the shutter fall at just the right moment. The anticipation as you take out the SD card and put it in your computer to finally see the photos on a higher resolution screen. Nothing can replace the experience of using a real camera. And unlike DSLRs or mirrorless cameras, digicams are also lightweight and portable. As much as I love my Nikon D750, I'm not bringing almost 2 kilograms of camera gear with me every time I go out. The Canon G11 on the other hand weighs less than 400 grams and fits right into my pocket. Because it's just so convenient, I found myself taking it almost everywhere I go. Aside from being bulky and inconvenient, your DSLR or mirrorless camera can just feel too serious sometimes. If you're at a friend's party and you just want to capture those fun, candid moments, and you don't care too much about the quality, digicams let people feel relaxed and not be so conscious of having a camera pointed in their face.
I think digicams are also fun because they're accessible and easy to use. Pretty much just point and shoot.
While this camera in particular does have tons of features and even lets you shoot full manual mode, you don't really need to worry about changing a bunch of settings to make sure each shot is perfect.
You don't need to worry about running out of film and having to buy more or wasting your photos. You just have fun. Pretty much anybody can use one of these. You can give them to your friends at a party or to young children and let them just experiment and have fun. I think digicams offer a perfect balance between the convenience and the ease of use of a smartphone with the hands-on experience of using a DSLR or mirrorless camera. They just let you have fun and share the experience of photography with the people around you. For me, digicams are a reminder of when everything was more simple.
For a lot of people my age, using one of these cameras is just so nostalgic. You probably remember your mum or your dad pointing one of these right in your face when you were a kid, being blinded by the flash going off right in front of you. And then we see the photos, and we just remember flipping through old photo books and seeing almost these exact same types of photos of us when we were little.
So to answer the question, why are these so popular when we have our phones? And I think the answer is precisely because these are not our phones.
We spend almost every waking minute online. We live our lives almost entirely through our phones and laptops and computers. How many times do you take a photo on your phone only to never look at it again? Using a digicam feels like a breath of fresh air, a brief pause from all of that. They let us disconnect, slow down, and just live in the moment.
If you've never used one of these, they're a lot of fun, especially if you're already into photography and just want to try something new. They have gotten pretty expensive recently though, so I recommend you look around for an old one or ask family or friends. Or if not, then try to look somewhere like Facebook Marketplace to try to get a good deal. Anyway, if you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate if you left a like and comment what type of videos you'd like to see from us next. And if you want to see more like this in the future, consider subscribing. Thanks.